In this video, we're going to talk about hedge fund IRAs. How can you take your retirement money out of the mainstream systems and put it into a hedge fund? G'day, Brian. How are you?
Very good. How are you, Tim?
I'm well, thank you. So this has been a fascinating journey as we discuss different aspects of IRAs, how to invest, how to do self-directed IRAs. And one of the things that you can do is you can invest in something called a hedge fund. I don't really know what that's all about. Can you give me a quick hedge fund intro?
Sure. Well, I mean, loosely, a hedge fund is a vehicle where you have a manager that's investing in various strategies. It's not regulated the same way as the public securities market is regulated. And it's typically only open to what are called accredited investors, which is meeting a certain requirement of whether it's income, net worth, or what have you. More often than not, if a person wants to invest in a hedge fund out of a traditional IRA, it would be difficult to do so because many of the custodians, whether the brokerage houses or the banks, will really limit you to stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. With a self-directed IRA, though, you can invest in virtually any hedge fund that you would want to invest in, which would encompass many different types of strategies.
So this is making sense to me. We've been talking a lot about self-directed IRAs as opposed to traditional IRAs. And in a second, I'm going to ask you how that works one more time. But what I'm hearing here is that if I move my money from a traditional IRA to a self-directed IRA, part of that flexibility is that I could participate in things like hedge funds. Can you tell me, how do I move my money from one to the next, from traditional into...
You could roll your money from a traditional IRA into a self-directed IRA, and the way the self-directed IRA plan is created is we have a plan, an IRS-approved plan for you. Within the plan, there's an LLC, and the LLC acts as the investment arm of that plan. You'll open up a bank account for that LLC, and then you're free to invest in anything that the IRS permits you to invest in, including hedge funds.
I've got to admit, it does sound quite simple when you put it that way. And I'm assuming, by the way, in a market like today's market, which is, you know, a little bit on the lower end in terms of, you know, say bonds and things aren't giving the returns they have in the past, something like a hedge fund might be a way to get a better return than that. Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say. I mean, everyone would agree that having diversification is important in a portfolio. The real big question is how you define diversification. And by opening the door to things like hedge funds that may be in various alternative assets, which may enable a person to kind of broaden the level of diversification, could be healthy for a person's portfolio.
For those who'd like to find out a little bit more about self-directed IRAs and the potential to invest in hedge funds, please head over to broadfinancial.com or reach out via phone to our customer care team. I'm sure they'd love to answer all of your questions and help you get set up with your very own self-directed IRA.